So hi, Welcome to Guys Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
I'm Rex.
And I'm Zach. We are with Uncured. Thank you for having us.
Hell yeah. And we're going to have some questions to say about the upcoming album, WARPATH. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you guys feel about the response, the announcement so far?
Oh, fantastic. There's definitely a good amount of buzz going into this release, which is very encouraging to see. And we are just beyond excited to get these songs out and to get back on the road, play more shows, and connect with fans, and continue doing what we love.
That's right. It's just about, at this point, I think about 5 hours until it's officially released.
Yeah.
I think you both probably had the chance to hear it already, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Awesome. Nice. So by the time this is out, hopefully everyone else is listening and got it on their playlists. But there's a lot on the album, and we're definitely excited to talk about it, have everyone hear it. But yeah, wherever you guys want to start, we are super stoked because just a few more hours, and we've been sitting on these songs for a long time.
Hell yeah.
So for everyone to hear them.
Hell yeah. It's always very exciting to chat with bands on release night because it's like all of the nerves and all of the jitters are kind of there, and it's cool to unpack it and get to know why artists are feeling the way they're feeling going into it. So I'm curious, like, what are you guys feeling right now? I mean, you mentioned you're 5 hours out from it being out in the world.
I'm primarily excited. We are excited for people to get to hear this body of work and hear what Uncured has been up to for for the last year and a half that it's taken to all the work that's put into this, and it's now all accumulating into this one release. Mm-hmm. So we're excited, and then we're honestly excited. It pretty much encapsulates everything, right? We're excited to take this out into the world and play more shows on it.
Like our last release was My Design, which I think at this point was 2 years ago, 2022 or 3. Now I'm not even sure. But so we have had the like the pre-release night, like we know that feeling. But always it's just excitement and like hoping it does. Obviously gets out of the gate to a fast start.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep promoting it and see where it goes.
Absolutely. Well, the album fucking rocks. We did get a chance to check it out ahead of time. I know you guys mentioned you've been sitting on it a long time, so I'm curious, can we get bookends? Like, when did the writing process kind of start? When did you guys have masters in hand? Just rough timeline, doesn't have to be exact.
Of course.
We started, well, also the beginning.
Yeah.
We started writing for this pretty much 2 years ago. So like in 2023, around the time we were releasing our last one, that's how it always goes. You're releasing something and you're already working on the next body of work. And that is also the case this time around. So as we're releasing 12 songs, we actually have another 8 in the works.
Okay.
Dang it, I don't stop.
As we speak. But we're not here to talk about those.
we won't poke and prod.
We'll be back next time.
Yeah, we'll hold it back.
Sure.
Yeah, and then we'll be like, hey, you guys remember when we teased the? Never mind. But so about 2 years ago, we started writing this, and then I don't really remember when it ended. Do you?
I do not remember specifically, but I know we were making mix changes up until the days or even hours before we needed to upload to all the DSPs. Wow. So it's one of those things, you finish the mixes for a while, but then when it's time to go to upload them to all the DSPs, then it's like, oh, you know what, we actually want to change this. So we do have the flexibility where we could make those changes up until really the last minute.
And as to that point, we literally a couple hours ago made a radio edit of one of the songs for a station that was interested.
So Bleed Me Dry.
For Bleed Me Dry, one of the ones that's already out. Literally like a couple hours ago, made a new session, imported all the tracks, made the edit, bounced it, and then sent it out. So
That's
it is I don't want to say a wild ride, but
I mean it is.
It's always down to the wire, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
I'll do the title.
Yeah, sure.
Title. We felt WARPATH encapsulated everything that we were, seeking to discuss in this body of work, and obviously we say the title Warpath in one of the tracks, Manifesto, but that's the only place where it comes.
Mhm.
And it to me just it symbolized the universe we were seeking to create in this album, and it's just the perfect word for an aggressive group of songs that is pretty unrelenting in both lyrics, message, and songwriting, as well as just aesthetic.
Right. Not to mention, it's something that, as far as we know, there's no other songs, albums, movies, anything titled Warpath. We thought it was very fitting, and it's obviously we're in a lot of our posts we say we're on a warpath. It's like a nice a call to like a call to action, for people to join us on. We're doing a giveaway right now, actually, for pre-saves. And if you do win that, it's for our only the 3 winners. Won't be available for sale anywhere else. It's like an embroidered tie-dye with our logo that also says first on the Warpath. So it's like
That's so dope.
We should do first, second, and third on the Warpath.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, if you're wearing the 3rd on the Warpath, people will be like,
I'm like, all right, you're a little late, huh?
Cool.
it's like the bronze. No,
It's like, come on, don't do that to them.
All of our winners will be first on the Warpath for sure. And as far as the cover art, we wanted something that looked heavy and like monolithic in the middle. Especially the fact that it was floating. And since I also sell the merch at the shows, I was like, you know what? I want it to be dark in the center and light on the edges. So when we sign it, it's a good piece of, it's like the vinyl as well as the CDs. It'll look really symmetrical and it'll just sign really well.
And yeah, there's 4 guys in the band. We each get a corner, and it would look really nice. So yeah, I like that level of symmetry and forethought.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that is something to take into consideration, because people are definitely going to buy it at the show and want you guys to sign it. So you can each have your designated corner now.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Right, like when we've signed some of our old CDs, there's not really a good place to sign, so we're all just like squeezing our names in wherever.
yeah.
So all those things were in the decision making of when we were coming up with the album art.
Absolutely. So can you guys tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
We went through a variety of different writing processes for this album, just in an attempt to keep things fresh, right? So there's a multiple different ways that things can start. The most obvious answer is one of us comes up with a riff or a vocal line, and we build from there. So that there's like the traditional creative approach, and then I'd say there's the inverted creative approach, where instead of starting with like some form of piece of music, you can start with a general concept and then work backwards. So I think a lot of times songs are written very analytically, especially when songwriters write songs that can be written like, okay, these 4 chords generally are very successful, we're going to put those in there. We're going to do lines that kind of tie between these chord progressions, whatever, and then from there you think, okay, now what are we trying to talk about in the song? So that's the more conventional way. And then we did flip it a couple times and say, like, generally I would like to talk about this generally, and then we worked backwards. And when you do that, sometimes you wind up with a very crazy song or song structure. And so there really wasn't one specific way we went about the writing process of this album, and it was both freeing and also constricting, because everything was different,
Yeah. So it was pretty much whatever the idea that you had called for is how you guys would tackle the song. There's not a one size fits all approach for your process.
Right. That was the intent here, because on this album we were not trying to make radio songs. We were not trying to blend into the scene of metalcore. We were definitely attempting to do something different, something that hasn't been done. So we went about it a bit unconventionally, and it was a unique challenge, but that's also what made it fun.
Absolutely.
Actually, I wouldn't say fun.
Yeah, challenging.
Yeah, it's what made it Warpath.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. So what song off the album took the longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
We'll have to think about that first one. Which one took the longest? You could talk about Perfect Specimen, how that sometimes the simpler ones take longer.
I actually don't remember to answer your first question. That's the honest answer. We don't remember. But
Totally fair.
but Perfect Specimen though, I'd say had a unique difficulty because sometimes the simplest songs are the most difficult to write, and there's beauty in simplicity, but there's also a lot of intricacy and difficulty required to make something simplistic, sound unique, sound fresh, and also be something that's like you want to listen to, and it's not too shallow and pedantic. Family Guy. But it's not too like predictable, I should say.
Yeah.
And Perfect Specimen presented that challenge at every step of the way because there's each section literally has 2 or 3 chords, and there's 4 chords total in the entire song. So it was a different challenge to be so limited with what we were working with. And then in a song like Manifesto, we hit every note you could possibly want to play. So it was part like what we were talking about, where it's just doing things differently and pushing ourselves to try new things.
Gotcha.
As well as with Manifesto, it's like a song like that where it's not a conventional structure or song in any way. It's as simple as like you could just do any sick riff after any sick riff, and it works because it's not like trying to be a conventional song. It's not trying to be it's not trying to be a radio song or a hit. It's just something that's like was reflecting like a moment in time of the writing, and it's like, you know what, this song could be whatever. We're just gonna all these sick riffs, all fair game. It's going in.
Yeah, it's a deep cut for the people that get that far into the album.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So how'd the track, or sorry, favorites?
Oh,
Favorites.
yeah. Let's think.
Good catch.
My favorite's Perfect Specimen, for all the reasons that we discussed. I think it's our we've had somebody call it our quote opus, but I'd say it's our
Well, it's like our closest thing to a metalcore ballad.
alt metal ballad, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, as that's one of my favorites as well, I would direct everyone's attention to the end of Fall in Line for my favorite guitar solo on the album.
All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn straight.
So how'd the track list for your album come about? Did you guys write the opener to the opener, close be a closer, shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
Oh, it's as far as the track listing, I mean, like we never go out like thinking, oh, this will be the first song on the album, this will be the last song. After we had all the songs like pretty much done, like with the mixes, we were tweaking the song orders up until the very last minute as well. And it was almost on a day-to-day basis, like if you want to detonate like in the 3 spot or lower down. So it's like, it's almost like the batting order before a baseball game. You could really change that batting order right up until the game starts. So right up until we had to upload it, we were changing that order around.
Gotcha. And we're just ultimately going for like the best flow. There was no writing one song to fit somewhere.
No, but we do think of what song we'd like to walk out with when we play a live show, and what song we'd like to close with. So we walk out to Bleed Me Dry because it has big open held chords, and a lot of times, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but you go to see a band and there's so much stimulus, like with the hype of the walkout and lights and whatever, that sometimes if there's a lot of notes at the first song they play, it's I don't want to say too much, but it doesn't have the same impact as if it's a big open part. So Bleed Me Dry just has the big held chords, and like there's just so much energy. Same thing we were saying before. Like there's beauty in that simplicity. So that is the first song on the album and the first song live. And then we end with Mask of Sanity just because we put in this big kind of like crowd interaction part at the end, which is fun. So that was the thought process there.
Gotcha.
Wonderful. All right. And would you guys be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating the record?
All over the place.
Yeah. All
I
right.
guess it's like it's like anything. This took about a year and a half, all things considered. So you go through a whole bunch of different like thought processes and a bunch of different headspaces, and I think that's reflective in the work. So to give you like one specific answer, I think would probably not be genuine because it was all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about just to zone in, like recording wise, like what was the thought process going into the studio to record these songs?
Vocals is different than everything else, I'd say.
Okay.
For everything else, it's I don't want to say more methodical, but in a lot of ways it is more methodical. And then vocals is has to be passionate. So pretty simple. Like you can every instrument methodical, do what needs to be done, and then vocals need to be passionate, and you can however you get there is fair game.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Makes sense.
So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should doing the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on, is workout album, party album? What do you guys personally recommend?
Well, I'd personally first suggest, obviously, listen on a system you like, your favorite system to listen to, whether it's your headphones or car speakers. But, usually just out of the phone speakers wouldn't be the best first way. But of course, we all fall victim to that many times.
Yeah.
But I would say, just listen to it. Obviously, with not in shuffle, like front to back, top to bottom. I would say it would go crazy in the gym for sure. But obviously for the first listen,
However you best enjoy music.
yes.
That's
Hell
what I
yeah.
would say.
Also,
Yeah.
when you're you will need to be in the mood for something heavy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
But if
Well-
you're not, we got a couple tracks for you to listen to regardless.
Yeah.
Sprinkled in there.
Something for everyone. Well, I'm happy to inform you guys that typically I do give it the first listen, the phone listen, because I'm constantly moving
Nice.
around. It's just best for me to have it in my hand. But
It's tough.
this one got the car listen because I was driving and I had the time to sit down. So rocks on my car speakers.
You
Hell
have
yeah.
to be asking, how old are each of you?
I'm 22.
I'm 20.
Okay, cool. Because most of the interviews we do are people, I'd say usually late 20s and up. So it's curious to hear how you guys listen to music being I guess, I don't know if we're in the same generation or not, but we're close enough. Right?
Yeah.
We are your elders in this scenario.
We're pretty used to that, in this scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that being said, I am curious, when you guys listen to music in general, listen from your own personally made playlist, do you have like those Spotify recommended playlists, or do you just like search stuff up as you like?
So for me personally, if it's an album that I haven't played to death already, I usually just go straight for it. I really don't go to the Spotify made playlist. I've been using the DJ more recently, but that's only because I forgot about my master playlist. Now that I've rediscovered that, I've been using it's like 30-hour playlist again.
Oh wow.
If it's an album that I've already kind of played to death, it just gets added to that shuffle. So it's still in rotation, but with a bunch of buffers. But usually with a new album or just an album that I want to listen to front to back, I search it up.
Yeah.
And on that 30-hour playlist, this is what I really want to dig into, and Shane, you're next. I'm very curious. Let's say it's like a song you like comes up. Do you listen to the whole thing, or do you get to chorus 2 and skip? Like how frequently are you skipping through songs, or when you are like listening to stuff,
Yeah.
you like skip through like 5 or 6 to get to one that you're excited to hear? Like I'm very curious about this.
Okay, so I'd like to consider myself a hashtag real music lover. I fuck with music so heavy, so I actually don't skip songs halfway through. That's so bizarre to me. I didn't think people did that.
I
mean,
see it. I see it all the time. That's why, like, especially
Yeah.
people, like I'm 24, like 24 and younger. It's pretty ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I have to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, and I mean, I skip occasionally, but it's only if it's like I want something that's this specific energy. Like if a Rex Orange County song comes on, but I'm fiending for some Alpha Wolf, I'm gonna skip a Rex Orange
Yeah,
County song
okay.
to get the Alpha Wolf, you
Got it, got
know?
it. That
And
makes
the playlist has all of that in one go. So it's very
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So
Very
that's me.
polyamorous. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you make no, I didn't.
Polyamorous. I fucked with that, yeah.
That was good. For me, I'm a big album listener guy, so I prefer to just sit down and listen to whatever album I'm jamming with, and I'll just basically burn it out and move on to the next thing. Like currently,
Crazy.
just zoned in on Cane Hill, and poor Cane Hill is just gonna get burned the hell out, and I'll be on to the next thing.
Nice.
Mhm.
But then the Spotify radio will come on typically after that, and most of the time it's what I'm looking to only then listen to what I'm familiar with. I have to be in the right mind frame to want to hear new things, so there is a lot of skipping and then eventually getting frustrated and turning on what I want to listen to next. But that's how I listen to my Spotify. But I listen to Octanes on the weekends when I'm out driving, and that's where most of my like new music discovery comes from.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cane Hill, we toured with them a long time ago.
2017.
2017.
Great band.
Oof, that.
Recently after that tour, they put out the Kill the Sun EP, and I think that is fantastic. So I'm a big fan. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Now
Love Cane Hill.
we'll just spin the question you guys asked us back onto you. How do you guys listen to your music on Spotify?
Well, I always and definitely most recently, but frequently I would put on an album that I like, as similar to what you said. So and I always make sure it's not in shuffle, because sometimes you have a song that connects into another one.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to some like obviously Motionless in White, Wage War, like their one from a few years ago, Manic.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a go-to.
You're
Like
speaking
sometimes
Shane's language right now.
oh yeah. Sometimes I even put on like a full Dream Theater album because I enjoy the like the journey it takes you on. Used to listen to that a lot when I was younger. But for me it's always a full album, or occasionally I have used the Spotify DJ. I do like that.
Yeah.
Don't like his voice. I wish there was a way to change it. But
I think there's a girl if you want to change. Yeah, yeah.
the guy's
No.
voice is definitely it's too annoying for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
quit
like
it.
when he starts talking like a real DJ. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
I do like that. The occasional playlist, but for the most part, it's going to be the full album.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, when I have to
Your turn.
when I have to answer the question I asked.
We're spinning it back on you, bro.
Yeah. But recently I have been on, and this is probably a strange answer. I've been on a bit of a music cleanse, and I've only been listening to music analytically and not
Okay.
for joy recently. But historically, I'm more like Shane, where I'll listen to an album, and then I'll really like just burn out that album, and then I'll move on. And then it moves into my like legacy. Like these are the songs and albums that I like. But and I come back to them, but they have like their time in the sun.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to the next. But I'm sure Shane, you have like staples of like you can always go to this album, and like an unexpected one for me would be the Eminem show, like from 1999.
Oh.
Like, that's a staple. I go back to that all the time.
Yeah.
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 Great album.
My out of the left field staple is Discovery by Daft Punk, because I'm a massive Daft Punk fan.
You're a Daft
So
Punker.
yeah, I like, as much as I like metal is my forever genre, but Daft Punk was one of the first bands that I really got into, surprisingly, and that album is all reliable.
You know, I'm only really familiar with like their two big ones. So I'm gonna have to go discover that.
Yeah, highly
Oh,
recommend.
look at that. Look
Hell
at
yeah.
that. Hell yeah. Wonderful. So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your heads. I want you guys to describe this album for your listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
I mean, I'm trying not to say like Warpath. Yeah.
Jesus. Come on, man.
Oh, wait, I got you. It's I would say heavy,
Okay.
wild, but also at the same time precise.
Nice.
Ooh, I fuck with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You can't use those.
Uh,
Off limits.
I like the aggressive,
Okay.
zany, um, provocative.
There you go.
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
dope. Dope.
And in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
Not one specifically, but I think that they should open themselves to the experience to let each song resonate with them and however it makes the most sense.
Absolutely. As long as they're feeling something.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Wonderful. And are you guys able to talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
Let's do some thinking for a sec.
Put on our
Our,
thinking caps.
I do appreciate how these are thoughtful
Unique
questions. Yeah, I
for
appreciate
sure.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the most challenging part is to keep consistently showing up to do it. So that it's not like there's one specific thing, but it's more of like, like being consistent with it even when you don't want to. So it's like a lot of times you're inspired to do work, and that's great. But the real challenge is, the discipline of doing things when you don't want to. So that I think that like kind of self-regulation is the most difficult part because, there's when you make music, there's no like boss. I mean, in some instances there are, but there's not really like a traditional boss where it's like, oh, you need this on my desk by Monday.
Yeah.
So you have to self-regulate, and I think that's pretty difficult.
Absolutely.
Or it can be, but I would not to boast, but I think that we are pretty good at that. So, but like forcing yourself to keep doing it is the challenging part.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Right, just like a lot of things in life, you have to be consistent and show up every day if you want to make progress and see results, especially on the days when you don't want to. So whether it's even as simple as just working out, you still have to show up on the days you don't want to, get it done. With music, obviously, you can't just show up and check a box, but you do need to push yourself to try to keep going even when you're not feeling it. And some days you might push yourself to try to get something done, and at the end of the day it's just not it.
Yeah.
Then that's okay too. But every day just a little bit better than the prior day. You got to push yourself, but it's all about being a better version of yourself the next day. Let's say one day you tried, nothing good came out of it. That's totally fine. That's the writing process.
And I think part of it too is having the self-discipline to force yourself to stop when that's necessary too. So it's like just regulating what needs to be done and when. Sometimes that's difficult when you're like so in it that you can't see the forest for the trees. But yes, like it's like Zach said, it can be pretty demoralizing to have like a very long day and just be like, wow, everything I did today was fucking terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
was heckin' terrible.
So for this question, I want you guys to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Oh, okay. So we do love our rest stops. We're hoping it's a Love's with a nice Arby's or McDonald's. I'd go for some chicken nuggets, sweet and sour sauce, maybe a little fries, a Big Mac.
Wow, that's a small snack.
Hey, it doesn't count. You're on tour.
Right, that's right. If I'm going for a driving snack, I do like
Hey, you gotta be prepared. Come on.
That's right. If I'm the one driving, I need to constantly be eating something to keep myself focused. So whether it's
That's
like
true.
a Chex Mix, I get that a lot. Some popcorn, but
Are you like a sunflower seed guy?
I used to back when we played baseball forever ago.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
like if they're in the shells, that's a little too difficult while driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too much focus on that, not driving.
Bro gave a dissertation on snacks.
I was ready.
But I think I don't know if you guys have ever had I don't like the term truck stop glizzy because it's just
Gas station hot dog.
but like the hot dogs that they have on the rollers at Love's.
Yeah.
Like I know that they're probably not the best for you, but and I don't even love the way they taste, but there's just something about having it that is I guess I just associate it with being on tour, nothing else is available. So it's like you eat that, and then also on the last tour we did, I ate a lot of canned chicken because I was trying to stay lean.
Yeah.
And it's not very glorious, but like you kind of look back and romanticize it, right?
Where are you guys from, by the way? Like what state?
I'm in New Jersey.
I'm in
No
Virginia.
way!
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we're all New Jersey. So do you guys, I guess, have you guys been to Loves or like Pilots? Because there's none around here.
No.
I don't think there are many in Virginia. At least like I've barely seen any, you know?
Okay. So I guess,
It's definitely a
guess a
South thing.
right. It's a lot in the Midwest, West, like cross country.
There's I think the closest one from here is like 68, 70 miles
Right.
away.
It's like they are gas stations and rest stops, but they are nice, like so that's why it's always nice to go there. It's like I'm always open all night.
Do you have Sheets in Virginia?
No.
Oh.
We have Wawa.
Shout out Sheets
We
though.
have Wawa.
Shout out Wawa. Shout out 7-Eleven. That's all we got.
Sheets is life changing. There's none here in Jersey, but the couple of times I wind up out in like middle of nowhere PA, like I went to those two Motionless and White shows, and I went to Sheets more times than I can count.
The Apocalypse Fest?
Yes.
I was there as well.
You know what's funny? I think we were standing near each other at Sheets on the second night because you sat a couple rows in front of me.
He was telling me about this earlier.
Not to be like a fucking creeper, but I'm like, I think that's the dude from Uncured sitting in front of me. And then you walked into Sheets, and I'm like, I think that's the fucking dude from Uncured.
I had I think I counted, it was close to 10 people that came up to me at that show, which is pretty cool. I really do appreciate that. It's nice to be recognized. It's always at a metal show it happens, not like in normal everyday life. So I do really like that. There was a guy who messaged me also. He was on my TikTok live. He said he was also at the Sheets I was at.
Oh my god, it was a whole little meet and greet there, man. Put up a table.
Right, you'll remember that there were so many people ordering. It was backed up for like an hour and a half. So but obviously everyone it was right near the place, so it was sort of swarmed with metalheads.
That's the problem with Sheets is when it gets late, everybody's like, oh guys, like I know where to go.
But
let's go to Sheets. No one will be there.
It was so worth it. It was because I had it like. I was there. I went to both nights, so I was there 3 days, and I had it multiple times each day.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Shout out Sheets.
I think there was some normal just Pennsylvania folk there that were just like wondering what the hell was going on.
Why is
So,
there a
like, why
bunch
you
of
guys
people here
tweak
dressed in
about
all
Sheets?
black?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Ooh. That was definitely
I mean, chicken Florentine is my favorite dish.
chicken. Yeah, chicken and rice, chicken and cauliflower rice.
no. Or maybe like chicken parmesan. Well, actually, no. We want to be chicken parmesan because it's everybody loves that.
Yeah.
But now we're like what? Chicken franchise?
Yeah, but now we're like that weird chicken with the mushrooms.
Oh no!
When that happens.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
No chicken and mushrooms. No.
Damn it.
No. And for the last couple questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh, I've actually, funny
We
enough,
have had
I've-
this
we've
question.
had this.
It was from the Jam Man.
Oh, I just think about this a lot. I think about this.
Oh, okay.
But
No, we
I would
had
have.
this question. Yeah.
There's my specialty recipe that I make
Okay.
is chicken tikka masala with just basic rice and a little bit of spicy sauce on top. I'd have that, and then for a drink, I'd have a can of strawberry water.
Ooh, okay.
Have every day.
No, I know, because I'd want it to be like back in the good old days when I was having this, it'd be like
Sipping it, and you're like, when I was not, about to die. God,
exactly
the good old
yeah,
days.
yeah. I'd want it to be like not necessarily the best thing you could eat, but the most what's it called?
Comforting?
Nostalgic. Yeah.
You
Nostalgic.
answered that question differently in the past. Remember, you picked that a meal we used to have as kids a lot, a more nostalgic meal.
Oh.
So I'd like you to revise your answer.
But no, it's
Yeah,
changed.
change it.
Change it to your more.
Well, today it's tiki masala.
What did we eat a lot back in the day? I didn't even
Was
remember.
it the rigatoni and bolognese?
Oh yeah, it was pasta and meat sauce. I did say that.
With pesto, yeah, because it reminded us of
Fact check you. That's
back as
crazy.
kids eating like outside.
Yeah, that actually. How do you remember that?
Because we did it on an interview. I was like, "Oh, Rex is going to say this," and then
No, but
you
I
let me down.
I changed because I was thinking about being on death row recently, just like if that were to happen.
It
As one
happens.
does. Yeah.
And I was like, or no, I said if this was my last meal, or like I was about to die, this is what I would eat.
Oh,
Just reflecting, you
Yeah.
know. That's how good a meal is sometimes, you know.
You're right.
Mhm.
And the thing is, I make a mean chicken tiki masala, so that should be your answer.
It should go crazy.
I'd pick the pasta, but I'd also go since it'd be the last meal. I'd go completely overboard. So like we throw in a little bit of everything. Let's get some Chick-fil-A, some
Oh, yeah.
Chipotle.
Actually, is there a limit to this?
I'll pass out from just having all my favorite things, and then you won't even know.
Exactly.
Hell
The
yeah,
food will
alright.
take you out. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
There you go.
And if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Well, haven't thought of that.
Well, we've been living in the Matrix, but
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
I actually don't know.
Because
Fictional
I
world.
haven't watched much fictional stuff recently. Just been playing a lot of Black Ops.
But
Oh well, you wouldn't want to go there.
No.
No.
Rex, would you live in Fortnite?
Oh hell yeah!
I've been playing a lot of Fortnite.
I love Fortnite. I've been playing Apex more recently though. That shit sucks ass, but I'm getting so good at it. So good.
No, I tried it. I tried Overwatch. I need to get more into the other battle royales. I got
PUBG.
I got to the party a bit late, so I'm not amazing. But I am, and I will not show you guys, but I am learning some of the Fortnite dances.
Oh wow!
You can't
Okay.
say that and then go, I'm not going to show you
Yeah, no,
guys.
I was like, I'm not. It's off the table. But maybe if we do this again,
Maybe
It'll be
it'll show up
perfected.
on
I'm gonna hold that too. Yeah, gonna hold it too.
If
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do this again, then we'll talk. But I guess fictional world. I think it'd be cool to like go slay a dragon. So maybe I'll go with Lord of the Rings.
Oh, do I have to pick one? I can't even think of a fictional world at the moment.
Go with like Narnia.
I don't know what Narnia is about. You know, we'll go with
He's like, fuck it, Black Ops.
You don't want to toss me in there.
Nuketown.
no, we'll have to go with Black Ops.
There you go.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
You get in trouble for swearing, but you're encouraged to murder people. So it's
There you go.
Yeah.
every time you die, you're back in like 2 seconds. So you're all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just an endless cycle, isn't it?
Right.
Beautiful.
And I've done asked the last question. Every single person I've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
To wear, it's going to be black and red.
All right.
I was also thinking about this the other day. So we're on the same wavelength lately.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's I'm a bit bad with colors, but it's like a aquamarine greenish blue.
All right.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So as I said, that's all the questions you have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Yes, so our new album Warpath is out now when you are listening to this. Please add all the songs or your favorites to your Spotify playlists. Share it with your friends. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, even on TikTok as well. And come see us at a show sometime soon.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sounds, guys. It's been Rex and Zach from Uncured, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.